Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Many Tribes, One Kingdom. It's your friend John, here with today's Names of God video. So today's name is El Roi, or Elroy, or I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that actually. I've only ever read it. So first things first, before we get into this, if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do videos on faith and Christianity. We talk about the Bible, we talk about the Church of today, and we do updates on the Christian world. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Go ahead and make sure you ring that bell notification so you can stay up to date with all of our latest content. So, I'll be reading from Genesis chapter 16 to find this name. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, and she had an Egyptian maid whose name was Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "Now behold, the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. Please go into my maid. Perhaps I will obtain children through her." And Abram listened to the voice of Sarai. After Abram had lived 10 years in the land of Canaan, Abram's wife Sarai took Hagar the Egyptian, her maid, and gave her to her husband Abram as his wife. He went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her sight. And Sarai said to Abram, "May the wrong done me be upon you. I gave my maid into your arms, but when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her sight. May the Lord judge between you and me." But Abram said to Sarai, "Behold, your maid is in your power. Do to her what is good in your sight." So Sarai treated her harshly, and she fled from her presence. Now the angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, by the spring on the way to Shur. He said, "Hagar, Sarai's maid, where have you come from, and where are you going?" And she said, "I am fleeing from the presence of my mistress Sarai." Then the angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress, and submit yourself to her authority." Moreover, the angel of the Lord said to her, "I will greatly multiply your descendants, so that they will be too many to count." The angel of the Lord said to her further, "Behold, you are with child, and you will bear a son, and you shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has given heed to your affliction. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand will be against him, and he will live to the east of all his brothers." Then she called the name of the Lord, who spoke to her, "You are a God who sees." For she said, "Have I even remained alive here after seeing him?" Therefore the well was called Bir Lahai Roi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. So, obviously I'm reading from the New American Standard Bible, so it didn't actually say El Roi in the video. And if someone speaks Hebrew, please correct me if I'm mispronouncing that. Is it El Roi or El Roi? Sorry. So what this is the God who sees, or even more specifically, the God who sees me. So, to give a little context, this is definitely the lowest point, one of the lowest points in Abraham's life. This is where he became impatient with God and him and Sarah decided to take matters into their own hands when it came to having a child, instead of waiting on God to fulfill his promise. So here, they tried using Hagar. And, of course, everybody knows what happens. Ishmael is born, and there are some issues that will arise later from Ishmael. But we'll deal with that. That's not what we're here to focus on. So Hagar is hiding. She's run from Sarah because she's been mistreated. And she sees God. God meets her on the way, and he comforts her. He tells her, "Hagar, go back." He tells her, "Go back with your child. Go back to Abraham, go back to Sarah, and I will be with you." So she calls him El Roi, or the God who sees me. And what does this mean? Well, this means that to people in that day, Hagar was a nobody. She was an Egyptian, and she was a servant, and she was a woman. So she wasn't listened to. People didn't see her. They didn't pay attention to her affliction. They didn't pay attention to her troubles or to the hardships she had to endure. And so the reason she's calling him the God who sees me is because God still saw Hagar. God still sees all of us, even when the rest of the world doesn't. For instance, God still sees me, even though the rest of the world sometimes seems to just want to pass John by. Sometimes it seems like the rest of the world just doesn't care about John. But God still sees me. God is still watching over me. Remember what Jesus said. You know, he feeds the sparrow, he feeds the birds of the air, and we are more valuable to him than birds. He takes care of us. We are much more valuable to him. He sees all of us, every single one of us. So what does it mean for today? Well, I think it's very obvious. God being the God who sees, being the one who sees us, who sees me and you and everyone else, shows his personal involved interest in your life, shows his personal interest in you yourself, whoever you are. I hope I'm pointing at the camera. Whoever you are who's watching this video today, God cares personally for you, and he sees you. Even when it seems like nobody else does, God is still watching out for you. Turn to him and let him take care of you. He knows what you're dealing with. And nothing is invisible to him. He is watching. It may not seem like it. You know, there are times, even back before I was a Christian, where I would say, you know, where is God? Even, unfortunately, sometimes when after my coming to faith in the Lord Jesus, there have been times where I've said, well, where is God? Where is he? And in those instances, I'm reminded that he is right here. He is watching over me personally. He is taking good care of me. And he is making sure, he is keeping a record of everything that's going on. And he will handle it in his way. I'm reminded, for instance, this isn't quite the same, but I'm reminded that in many instances we are tempted to take our own vengeance for what we have done. But I'm reminded that God says, vengeance is mine. He sees me and he will take care of me. So today I would just ask that you please turn your life over to El Roi, the God who sees you and the God who sees me. Remember that he's watching out for you even though the rest of the world has turned its back on you. God will never leave you or forsake you. Remember what the Lord Jesus said. He will not abandon us. He said, I will never leave you or forsake you. I will be with you. I will not leave you as orphans, but I will come for you. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I enjoyed making it. I specifically requested that I be the one to make this video. When we were planning out the schedule for this month, I specifically told Dustin I wanted to make this video because the God who sees me is such an important name that I wanted to talk about. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you have, please give us a like. If you learned something new, please tell us down below. If this has really opened your eyes, in a manner of speaking, or if this has helped you to understand where God is, then just give us a comment down below. As always, make sure you share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and your enemies. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Follow us on Facebook. And have a great day, and God bless you. See you.